Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well and hope you've got a great weekend ahead of you. As you probably have figured out by now, if you've watched more than one of these videos, I am a huge fan of anybody who decides to explore their creative side, who decides to attempt the things that bring them joy, and particularly when they do it in a public setting. I mean, you can do anything you want in the privacy of your own home, and keep all these things to yourself. But it's particularly impressive, I think, when people make their passions, their joys public. Um, there's a bravery to that. There is you know, this thing where they've overcome the fear of being judged. Because the truth is, we're all going to be judged. Whether we've earned that is immaterial. Whether the people who are judging us do so validly, whether their opinions even matter, is immaterial. The reality is we're all being judged in every moment. But I find the people who are happiest are the people who pursue their joys in life, regardless of whether they're going to be judged, regardless of the opinions of others. I'm not saying don't listen to other people. I'm not saying don't get feedback on the things you do if you want to get better. What I'm saying is do them anyways. Do them regardless of what the feedback might be. Learn from the feedback what you think is valid, and ignore the rest of it. When I'm teaching the screenwriting class at George Brown College here in Toronto, it's a piece of advice I give my students when I'm giving them feedback, when their instructor is giving them feedback on their work. I'll discuss the work that they put on the page. I'll not tell them how I would do their story, because it's not my story. I already have enough things that I need to get to on my own. But I want them to feel like they're being listened to, and I want to give them a bit of guidance. But at the end of the day, I'm constantly reassuring them that whatever they decide to do, I will work with them to help them realize that goal. You could do any number of things that don't particularly interest me. Again, just one person's opinion at the end of the day. I don't have to enjoy the thing you do. There are a lot of things I don't enjoy. Because they're just not my taste, they're not my interest. But I still admire the people that put themselves out there. I still admire the people who stand up for what they believe in, who stand up for their passion, who exercise their joy and share it with the world. I think they serve as a guide for the way more of us need to behave, or at least not need is maybe too strong, but a guide for how some of us can behave. Those of us who allow our fears to close us off against the world and keep us from sharing our art, sharing our passion, sharing our creativity, sharing our joy. I'm constantly sharing my joy, whether I'm good at it or not. Again, I'm taking a storytelling class with James Gangle here in Toronto, where I'm going up and sometimes executing great, joyous, heartfelt stories, and sometimes stumbling over my own words, often in the same story. I'm teaching this class and on screenwriting, and very much sharing my personal stumbles, because I think it's important for people who are exploring something, particularly if it's very new to them, to understand that it's not about getting it perfect. There is no perfect. It's not about getting it right. It's about making things better. It's about learning lessons. It's about making decisions. Maybe you get into something and you decide this really isn't for me. That's okay. That's not failure. That's making a judgment. That's making a decision. And that'll give you capacity to move on to other things. I don't think it was a wasted experience. I've worked on a lot of things, had a lot of jobs that I no longer do and have no longer have any interest in doing. And that's perfectly fine. They all influence who I am, who I have become. And now I know what I don't want to do. And that's progress. So just for this weekend, not just for this weekend, but this weekend, this video, let me applaud those who do whatever it is you do. I would love to hear, and I know I asked this like a broken record, I would love to hear what it is you do, what it is that brings you joy, what it is that is your passion. Again, it may not be of particular interest to me what that thing is, what that activity is. But the fact that you're doing it, the fact that it brings you joy, the fact that it is your passion, the fact that it is this thing that you just adore doing, I will applaud you. And I think others will as well. There's no pressure. This is the thing. There is no pressure to perform. Or at least you best you can. You shouldn't be feeling it. You're going to be judged. So what? It's going to happen regardless of whether you do or don't do. I'll be judged. They'll look at what I'm doing and they'll decide whether they like it or not. Fine. Let them. We do it on social media all the time. But the reality is you're going to be judged whether you do it or not. You're going to be judged whether you're authentic to yourself or you're trying to sort of minimize the fear, minimize the damage, minimize the judgment. You're still going to be judged. There's always going to be people who really get what you're doing, who really appreciate what you're doing, and there are going to be people who don't get it, who don't appreciate it. And I'm not even talking about those who kind of are negative and want to bring you down, if only to make themselves feel better. Whether that's just passive aggressive, whether that's sort of narcissism, if I'm not doing it, it's not valuable, and goodness knows I am not perfect. I have had those moments. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If it's the thing that brings you joy, if it's the thing you love, honest, you're going to do it anyways, or you're going to be frustrated because you're not. And there are plenty of other reasons in life to be frustrated. This is one you can control. So get out there, be yourself, share yourself. Let us know what you're working on. Let us know what you're playing with. I'm not going to promote any of my courses or anything right now. They're constantly ongoing, and if you follow me on social, you'll see promotions for them anyways. But do me a favor if you can, if you're interested, if you like these videos, if you like any of these videos, share the videos with your community. Share these videos with people who need to hear this message, because I promise you, someone if not yourself, needs to hear these messages. Join the community. Like and subscribe to the video series on YouTube. Like the videos when you find them on social media. Let everyone know that it's okay to express yourself, that it's okay to be out there. It's okay to experiment. It's okay to fly face first into the wall. Get up, repair any damage that may have occurred, and keep going. Move on to the next thing if this one isn't working for you, if it just isn't happening. That's okay. That's part of the process. That's part of being alive, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how to live otherwise, and I'm constantly battling with myself to keep moving forward. So again, wherever various links and sundry information is around this video, leave a comment. Share what you're working on. Share what you're afraid of. Share anything. Let me know you're out there. And share this video. Share this message. The world needs more of this. I seriously believe that. We need to know it's okay to be afraid. We need to know it's okay to do things anyways. We need to know there's an audience out there somewhere for what we're doing, and they don't know about us until we start talking about what we're working on, what I'm working on. So get out there, enjoy my orca, get out there, do your thing, share it publicly. We need these messages. We need to know people are doing crazy, interesting, wonderful things, even if you don't feel like you're ready yet to share it. Do anyways. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Be creative. Be public. And just enjoy. 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 Take care.